All right, you guys. So here are some life lessons that I took from my summer spent in the Mediterranean. So I spent 6 weeks in the Mediterranean. All right. So for the longest time, the Mediterranean has always been a place that has existed in my dreams and my thoughts. Obviously, gradually it leaked into IG reels. I'm not gonna lie. Um, so whatever. Me and my girl decided to book a trip, and we were gonna go and explore as much of the terrain as we could. And these are some of the ideas and thoughts and lessons that I came away with. All right. Number one is that I embrace this idea of ocio. And ocio can loosely be translated to this idea of being in a state of leisure. Um, and it's interesting because it's like it's embedded in the landscape, right? People watching, cafes, late nights, uh, the restaurant scene. There's little places in between. There's a lot of walking going on, so it makes it easy to stop and go to a spot, have a drink, continue, go to the next spot, maybe have a little snack. So that part of it was amazing to me. How that was just like part of the landscape, right? The eating, the drinking, the talking, the socializing. It was beautiful. It was literally a physical manifestation of leisure, right? Like the idea was like cemented into the way that people lived, right? The way everything was laid out. Um, Number two was the breakfast of champions. All right. So one of the things you'll notice is like everywhere in the Mediterranean, you see people with a cigarette and an espresso, and that's it. That's a breakfast, right? If you're lucky, maybe a piece of bread or what do they call it? Oh, the croissants, right? Um, and I saw it as no better way to start the day, right? I was like, man, this is a great way to start the day. Totally opposite of what we do here in America, which is what a heavy breakfast, usually meat based, very greasy for the most part, and it's just not. It just was totally opposite of the way people ate over there. It just wasn't something they did. So that was interesting to see. The other one was lounging at the beach. Obviously, like being there in the summer on the coast, it's amazing, right? The weather is perfect, the water is nice, it's peaceful, it's quiet. Um, so what I basically did for like several weeks on end was like wake up in the morning, go lounge on the beach, get in the water, take a nap, come back out, back and forth, maybe, and just drink stuff. I would just have naps, drink coffee, some mineral water, maybe another coffee, and then go back to bed. That was also really amazing. Number four was walking around aimlessly. So one of the things that I realized that I didn't realize here, but then I took for granted, and then coming back was that the amount of walking people do there, it's amazing. So we were walking about 10 miles a day. By the time I came back, it was just like I felt leaner, and I was like maybe about like 10 pounds lighter. But it was interesting to see how the walking was just like kind of a normal thing that I did over there. Here it's kind of like you get in your car and you go somewhere. It's like point B, point A to point B, and then that's it. There, on the other hand, it was about walking around everywhere. So it's like you would eat something, and by the time an hour or two passed, you were already digested. You weren't just stuffed. So that was amazing. And I didn't work out that whole time I was there. So it was just the only exercise I did was really just walking. Number five was eating fresh food, right? Sardines, olives, potatoes, tomatoes. I just try to eat as much fresh stuff as possible. I skip the nuggets, skip the burgers for the most part. It's funny because like I don't want to get too much into the story, but like a friend of a friend's was on the trip as well for a part of it, and homegirl decided that she wanted to eat nuggets, and obviously ended up in the emergency room. So I didn't. I mean, why would you eat chicken nuggets in the Mediterranean? I don't know. You're kind of asking for trouble at that point. And then number six is people watching. I think it's like an art form that the French have really just perfected. I mean, every cafe and bistro and restaurant is facing towards a street where everyone is walking. So it's just like a part of the way people the way people enjoy food and socializing. I mean, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, it's just so nice to see something like that. And I crave that every time I'm here, and just thinking about why can't America be more like Europe in that regard, right? Um, so anyhow, hopefully these life lessons maybe motivated you, maybe inspired you to go to the Mediterranean, definitely check it out. If you already live there, and you already know you're living the good life. But yeah, hopefully if you haven't taken a trip to the Mediterranean, please do so. All right.